Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Thank you for being here with me today. Hi, Susie. How are you? I have to be honest, guys. I had to rush today. I had a super busy day at work. And the other confession I have to make is I got really distracted with one of the cards I'm going to show you today. And I think you're going to at least forgive me for that because it's. Oh, thank you, Judy. How are you? Welcome, guys. I enjoy. So I have a friend that loves the sea and going to the sea and the beach and all that. And you'll see the card. It's a really cute card, but it kind of I got carried away, and so that took a lot of time from making the actual stuff for today. So guess what? We're going to work a lot together today instead of making that. Instead of just putting pieces together, I guess we're going to do a whole lot more working together. Couple of things, guys. The new annual catalog is already available. You guys got to give me a second. I did not close the door. I made it. Sorry. What that means is that if I don't close the door, the dogs come in and out and they just make all these crazy noises. And so I was saying the new catalog. So, hey, Kiwi, how are you? Sorry about me leaving. If you guys you don't have an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, let me know and I can send you that catalog for free. It has many beautiful things, I have to say. I like the fact that it has some of the other stuff that we've had from previous catalogs. And I think this is my first time that I'm actually like a whole year with Stampin' Up. And so the transitions have made a lot more sense to me than it did at the very beginning. But it is what it is. So just here in case, there is that that's the rewards that you will get if you buy $50 before shipping and taxing. I always have to put that together, otherwise it does not come straightforward. So you'll get that if you buy the $50 before the shipping and tax. And so all you need is to add the host code, and that is the host code. You can barely see it there, but it doesn't matter because if you go to my website, which is mariascraftingcorner.com, the host code is all over, so you'll have no problem with that. I keep messing this up, guys. I'll get it eventually, I promise. Any other announcement? Not really. You still have time to get the paper pumpkin kit. So if you're interested in that, I'll put this. Let me see. I think, there it goes. How exciting. You can use that QR code to go directly to my paper pumpkin kit website and subscribe to it. I really like the option that we're having this month, the month of May. Okay, let me try to not. I mean, this transition is killing me. For some reason, I'm not managing. We'll get it eventually. Okay, guys, I am going to move this a tiny bit because I'm seeing that it's a little bit crooked. If I am being completely honest, I was rushing today. It rarely ever gets this late and I am not done. So that's what it is. I have, let me see. I'm going to have to use an old, another minute, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. Again, I'm usually not this disorganized. Not usually. Anyways, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Let me adhere this as best as I can. I'm going to move this closer and I'm going to use some Scotch tape because you guys know that I do absolutely hate not having. Okay, Maria, what are you doing? Not having my paper to stay in one place. So let's go ahead and cut 2 pieces of Scotch tape and ta-da, there you go. Glue this together. Since I did not take a whole lot of time in prepping my workspace, if I am off camera, let me know. I usually like play with the camera up here, and then with the camera, you can actually see my phone up there. Let's just move that a tiny bit so it's not that there you go. So it's not that noticeable, huh? So yeah, I usually take a whole lot of time like getting that set up in a way that, it is, I feel it's convenient and I can live with it. I did not do that today. So if I am off camera, just yell at me and we'll do it together. We'll move it and organize it. Okay, guys, let's hope this works. At least one transition works. That's good. Okay, so what are we going to do today is a double swing card. I had made a swing card. Oh man, I was at the very, very beginning of my being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I found swing cards, and I love them very, very much. And then I found it was not a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I will research the website. I can't remember where I got that from. That had like a double swing card, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome, right? I've seen some other not demonstrators, some other card making videos with the double swing card. I found one that is not what I had in mind. Very interesting. We'll probably do that one because it was super cute. So we're going to start with a piece. This is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. This is regular white cardstock. I'm going to do it in white because it's so much easier for you guys to see. I can see that you're not seeing my, there you go. But the truth is I am using boho blue today. And maybe before we get all excited, and let's cut this first. And I'm going to get that piece out of the way. So what are we going to be working today is probably my favorite paper from the new catalog. I cannot help it. This is me. If you make this paper in all the colors, I will buy each and every one of them, right? In reds, in pinks, in greens, in yellows, in purples. This is the kind of paper that I love, 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 love. And you've seen it from a lot of other demonstrators, but it's just so soft and cute, and I just don't have words for it. I love it. So again, this is the one that we're going to be using today. Oh my God, just so beautiful. I can't help it. Anyways, I'm struggling because I don't know if I'll be able to use it, but no, I obviously did because I did all this chopping here. And so that was like in like seconds, guys. So this is the paper we're going to be using. Now, this paper comes in with a suite, but we're not going to be using the suite today. Just because of the type of card, we're going to just be using something different. And this is in the new catalog, but it's not a new product. This two-tone flora was in the mini catalog. And guys, I have to tell you, I'm in love with it. As you guys can tell, I've been using it today. We'll do some double stamping probably here soon and some die cutting. I have the feeling that I've lost already a couple of these, which has me very disappointed. Is this the one? Maybe this is the one. Oh, look at that. See, we didn't lose it. So that's good news. And the other stamps that we're going to be using is Darling Details. So one of the things I don't like about these is that it has no sentiment. So you have to mix and match somehow, right? So this is the one we're going to be using, Darling Details. This is a new product in the new catalog. And part of it's because it has these kind of borders. I don't know if you can see it well. And I love these. Like the flowers, the stamps are beautiful, don't get me wrong. But these borders I am in love with. And we're going to use a smaller one in our panels. So these will cut the inside, but you'll have to cut around it, right? So I'll explain that here in a little bit when we work on the rest of them. Really, really liking these stamp set all together. The stamp set is beautiful, but nothing is as beautiful as those borders. I am a border person. Kiwi's saying that you're not a blue person. So you know what is interesting? I gotta say this. I am in general not a blue person. It's not my favorite color. But the darker, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna show you this. So you guys, of course, remember Pacific Blue, right? Pacific Point, not Pacific Blue. And a Sure Afternoon, the new one. Those are less my blues. The dark blues I really like the Night of Navy. And that boho blue, I don't know. I'm really, really liking it. I'm playing with it a lot. So maybe partially because that is this, that paper. That could be it. Okay, enough talking. We'll talk more as needed. Okay, so we have again 12 by 6 piece of paper. This is not going to fit in a regular envelope. This is probably one of those cards that either you send in a little package or you give them in person. Mine, I'm going to give in person, so it's okay. But it's going to be a bigger card. I tried as much as I could to make it just in, even a smaller envelope. That was not possible. You can absolutely decrease these to 5.5 instead of 6. So decrease the height of it. I decided to just keep it very simple, but if you're, good in playing with it, go by all means, go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead. So we are going to be using, let me move this a little bit here because I already see that. We're going to be using a lot our right side of the trimmer today. And I am going to align these at 1 here on my right side. I'm going to move my cutting blade, and we are going to align that cutting blade at 1. And then we're going to cut all the way to 2.5. And that's why I am using white, because it's so much easier for you to see. And by the way, so much easier for me to see. When I was doing this in navy blue, not navy blue, sorry, point. I keep saying navy blue, Night of Navy. And Lord in heavens, I was like, I can barely see. It was a tough one. So that's why we're using white. And then we're going to move the blade again, holding our paper very well. We're going to move it to 3.5. And here's the 3.5. And we're going to go and move to 4. So cut to 4, between 3.5 and 4. And we're going to get our little, how you call this, little arm up, and we're going to move all the way to 8. And we're going to go from 8 to 8.5, and we're cutting that little cut. Then we're going to always holding our paper, and I'm going to move this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And we are going to move all the way to 9.5 to 11. Okay, so what we are creating is really our border is going to be 1 inch wide all over. Now we are going to turn this 180%, 180. We're going to align at 1 again, and we're going to do the exact same cuts. So we cut, here's 1, moving my trimmer a little bit back down. You can see. So from 1 to 2.5, lift it up. We go to 3.5 to 4. You just have to do it slowly. It's not a complicated card, but you just have to do it slowly. Move to 8, and I'm moving again back up to 8.5. Lift up again and move to 9:30. 9.5. 9.5 to 11. Okay, there we go. So those are the cuts we're going to make. We're going to make some extra cuts, but this is partially what we're going to do. So as you can tell, they are all in the same position. I don't know, it's harder to say. There you go. Now we're going to move here, and we're going to align. Let me move back in our trimmer. Align again at 1, and we are going to cut between those 2 cuts we make, which it's really between 1 and 5. Okay, so I'm holding this well, making sure it is on my one. It wasn't not at one, so I'm gonna hold that and I'm gonna cut. You guys know I always say this: you just cut slowly because you don't want to go further. You can always use your snips to cut a little bit if you didn't go all the way, but you cannot glue it back, right? We have the first cut. Now we're going to move to 2.5. There's 2.5. We're going to move our cutting blade out of the way, and we're going to score from the top to that cut. We're going to go all the way down and score from the bottom to the first cut. Okay. Now we're going to move to 3.5. So it's the same measurements we just went through, right? And we're going to score again from the bottom to that cut and from the top to that cut. And now we're going to move to 4, which is again that cut that we made, right? And we are going to cut. We're bringing that cutting blade from 1 to 5 or from cut to cut, right? Between those cut. And again, I'm doing it slowly. And there we go. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other piece. You can either move all the way to 8. I'm just going to turn the paper around, right? And we are going to do it this way. So exactly what we did, just on the other side. It's the exact same thing. They have to mirror each other. So I'm pushing my card base, my card base against the trimmer, so it's all straight and nice. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut. So again, the first thing we're gonna do is cut between those two first, those two cuts that we have in at 1 inch. Okay, we're going to move again, just like we did before, to 2.5, and now it's scoring time. So I put all my blade all the way down because you guys have been here with me when I actually cut instead of scoring. So that would be very sad. So I just put it all the way down. So now we score between the bottom to the first score line and cut line, and then from the top to the cut line again, right? And then we're going to move back to 3.5. And if I'm going too fast, guys, let me know. I'm kind of a little concerned because I didn't cut all the pieces. So we're going to have fun doing some cutting too. And what we did, just like we did before, we score between the top and our cut line and between the bottom and that cut line. And now we move to 4 and we're going to cut. So we're bringing back our blade and moving all the way to 1 slowly, like I've said in the past, and slowly in here. And that is mainly what we need, or all we need really, for the card base. I'm looking to see what the little girl is doing because she's hanging out here with me. As you can tell, I was not able to cut all the way here, so I'm going to bring my snips and cut carefully there. So that's working well. And the others kind of work very well, so that's cool. How to fold. We're going to fold. So this goes, we're going to fold mountain. And if you don't know what mountain is folding towards you. And you will always get this little mountain, I guess. And then the next one, we're going to fold valley, and that is our swing card. That would be the regular swing card. If you're cutting here, you would have just a regular swing card. And now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So this one goes mountain. If you hear noises, there's a little girl. Hey, Juno, Juno, no. Sorry, guys, but whatever it is she found, I don't want her to eat it. And then we fold valley. Okay, so this is the basic card. Ta-da! I just love swing cards, guys. I love interactive cards. So we will need to really come with our bone folder and, crease those those score lines very, very well. Otherwise, the card won't stay. I will tell you guys that I did 3 more cards. One of them, I guess you remember when we did that diamond fold one a while ago, that double diamond fold, and I used in one of them I used paper. Remember the DSP, and I thought, okay, I think it is a great idea for me. Hey, Juno, no, Juno, leave it. She looks at me like, are you for real? Poor little girl. So I thought, okay, this is a card that if you don't use, if you don't use like paper on it altogether, it will have, let me rephrase that. If you don't use DSP as the base, then you will get to do some extra cuttings. And these pieces, they're not complicated to cut, but it's an extra cut. It's a different kind of cut, right? And so I was like, oh, let me try with DSP. It's too flimsy for DSP. Like it has too much of a coming and going that the DSP did not really work. You'll see that. You could see that it's not really working. So we're going to cut these 2 pieces. So you guys can tell how I'm cutting those. Here we go back to our trimmer. And we're going to need, same as always, all the measurements will be down below. We're going to need 2 pieces, and I'm going to cut these at 5 7/8. I'm going to cut 1. And this is, just in case you don't know, this is just really cheap cardstock that I buy on Amazon so I can work on my templates. And that would be my advice to you. If you're going to work on, more, I don't want to call it complicated, more, cards with a little bit more of pizzazz, that's the right word. You probably need to do some templates. I do not make these cards without templates. And just by the way, every time I make a new card, it's new with you. Like most of the time, those are my practice cards, and when we come here, I'm like kind of learning with you in the end, right? So we align at 5 7/8, and we are going to cut 2. And the girl is making noises. So let me come back to this one. This piece measures 2.5. So this needs to be 2 5/8. So we have that 1/8 that I really, really like. Okay, so there's one, and we're just going to make one. So again, we're going to really, really use our right side. I'm going to align my paper on the 5 7/8 side towards the trimmer. The shorter side, I'm going to align at 7/8 here on my right side of the trimmer. And I am going to go ahead and cut all the way to 1.5. And guys, if you need it a little, if you need me to zoom in a little bit, let me know. Okay, so we cut that one. Just like we did before, turn it all over. We're going to align again at 7/8, and we're going to do the exact same cut to 1.5. Okay, and now we're going to bring the shorter side towards our trimmer, and we are going to align that longer side to the same 7/8. And we are going to cut between those cut lines. Okay, and just like I always do slowly because I don't trust my eyes very well. And this is the first layer. Okay, so that's very easy. There you go. That will be our first layer. That works. Let me move this a little bit higher here. There you go. The next layer, it's going to be a little bit smaller, right? So this was 5. We need to cut this at 5 or we need a piece. Okay, let me do this backwards. Sorry. We need a piece now that is 2.25. Yes, sorry guys, I was making my measurements there. 2.25, and this has to go to 5 3/4. Okay, so I'm just removing those little pieces. I'm going to remove this piece, and now we're going to align this big piece again towards here, but we're going to align it at 3. I feel that that's too far away. Let me see if this gets a little better. That's better. We're going to align this to 3/4 here on the right side, okay? And we're going to cut. And now, technically speaking, you're going to cut to 1 3/8, okay? But I am just going to like kind of to, sorry, 1 5/8. I'm just going to go more or less to 1.5. And then I'm going to turn around and do the exact same thing. And I'm going to let you know why. Partially because it's such, the eighth on this side, it's harder for me to see one, and the second one, well, and unless I put like my big head on front in front of the camera, right? But we are going to cut in here, right, on the longer side. So my thought is, once we align these, if we need to cut a little bit extra, it's fine, right? That will be fine. So again, we're going to now turn this around and get that longer side, and we're going to align it at 3/4. And we're going to cut between those two cuts. And that's what I was saying. See, like if it needs a little bit of extra cut, that work actually really well. So let me put this together, and then you can see how these work very well. But all those measurements again will be down below. I'm going to put our template out there. Guys, you have any questions at all? I'm paying attention to the chat, so you guys ask whatever you need. Let's start putting the card together, and then we'll cut as we go and we need. So here is my boho blue piece already cut, already folded, not scored. And you'll see here, I really think that this needs a really good score. Crease, not score. You really need to work on that piece because otherwise it will keep doing this, like it will not stay. And that's something that we've talked in the past, right? Like if you're going to make an interactive card, it needs to, you need to really use your foam folder to crease those. I'm going to move out a little bit. There we go. And then we're going to keep doing our folds in here. Okay. I, by the way, love boho blue. I did not think I was going to like them very much, but I do. A couple of things. So these are the two pieces I'm using. These are both DSP. If your piece has a direction, then you have to be mindful of it. So these, as you can tell, this one has a direction. This one you barely see, right, of course, but this one has a direction. So I'm making sure that that fits well. And in my rush, because I did all this today, I probably did not pay enough attention in here. It looks like I did by some miracle of God, or it's not that noticeable. But then you'll have to pay attention when you're cutting this second piece or whichever piece has a direction, right? So this is how this is going to start looking. Really, I love this paper. I cannot tell you guys how much I love it. It's just like, oh my God, I'm in love with it. I'm going to use glue because we know glue is a lot more forgiving. And we're going to need to play with it a little bit so it fits perfectly well, right? And okay. Because you have to, like, it's an eighth, so you have to really work to center all the little sides of it. And I don't want to push anything there because I can tell this is not, okay, there you go. There we go. Again, glue, super forgiving. This is the right thing to do. Okay, this moved a tiny bit still, so I'm going to move it. Man, Maria. Okay, we got it, guys. We got it. I'm just making sure it's got enough glue. I didn't see a whole lot of glue. Maybe that's why it was so forgiving. It's because there was not enough glue. So let's go ahead and push that well. And we're going to do the same thing, putting glue on the back. Oh my God, I love this. I love this side. I don't know what it is about this kind of paper that it really like gets to my heart right away. Making sure we're using the right side. I'm going to extend this just so it's easier for me. And I am going to glue this. Getting that eighth, making sure there's an eighth everywhere. And take your time to do this. This is not a competition. So take your time to like really line it up and put it together. There's nothing wrong with take your time, except when you're in a video, of course. But all together, much better. Taking your time. So guys, how is your spring coming? Is it really springy looking where you guys live at? We've had some beautiful days lately. So I was very happy. I'm very happy about that. And it always happens right at this time. It always gets super nice. And I'm like, okay, it's time to go and plant the garden. And then like I know it's not because it will snow. It's just gonna happen at some point. It's just gonna really, really get cold and really get snowing, and then my poor plants are all like depressed and sad because they got, I don't know, a couple of feet of snow or whatever, right? So, and we're gonna do the exact same thing here. Make sure again that you do this slowly so you're able to put it all in. Oops, this is not safe there. A little bit more, and it's a little bit more in here. And again, take your time. Okay, once we do that, we managed to, it looks pretty decent. I see that there's a couple of places where the glue is just not going for it. It's not really gluing. I think that was the one. And that's how we start looking. I absolutely love these. I have a few other little pieces that I'm going to go ahead and put right away. And so these are for, sorry. Shush. She's loud. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. One more. Go outside. Go outside, girl. I'm back. It's probably Amazon leaving something and they think it's the end of the world. And so that's what we got. Very loud dogs. They are very, very loud. So I am just using the back. So the back of this paper and the back of the light of the dot blue. And these are going to be our little decorations for these four squares. We can probably use something else. I don't know, I'm thinking we can probably use our Stampin' Seal Plus. But the reality is, since the glue is open and it's here, it's going to work perfectly well. And I am sorry about the noise, but yeah, our dogs are loud, are big and loud. We all know that. And let me see. Whenever I have like this little tiny squares, I always think I should have made this, like layered them beforehand and just have them ready. You don't need to watch me putting all this glue in all these little squares, but here we are. It's all good. I'm not even really concerned about the pattern on the back because we're really not going to see it. As you guys can hear, it looks like we're being invaded by, probably aliens or something. Okay, let's do this. And we're just centering those squares, oops, right there in that. Let me make sure that it's center. And then we're going to do this. So I'm going to put these two little birds because for whatever reason in the paper itself, they are like looking at each other. And I think that gives it just an extra cuteness to it. So these two birds are going to go together. Sorry about the noise. I feel so bad, guys. Sorry about the noise. Sorry about all the distractions today. We're going to put this beautiful one in here. Again, aliens, guys. If I disappear or something, you just know that we were invaded. And this one, last one here. Okay, so isn't that super, super cute? I absolutely love it. And that way I was able to use both, all sides of the paper, even if it was just super discreet, right? We will have to cut these, so we'll do that. Let's do that right now. And I am going to go, because what I want, you'll see here, I have these pieces cut. Let me see. These. So what I want is this to be here, and then we'll bring something to kind of make this quieter, kind of balance, all the flowers. And then I am trying to decide still what I want in here. Whoops, necessarily. I am not fully sure of what I want in there. For sure. So initially my thought, I'm bringing my little pieces. Whoops. Oh God, Maria, for real? Okay. So I thought that I wanted kind of to keep this idea, right? So you keep like the whole design. So that may be what I'm going to do, since that's kind of what makes sense. What you guys think? And then we'll put, yeah, I think that's the right way to go. Okay. So these, I'm going to make 3 different pieces. One piece for here, one piece for here, and the middle piece. I did not want to spend the time, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I did not want to spend the time trying to figure out how to cut these corners and make the piece and everything. That takes a lot of time, and it's not really necessary, I think. So in my world, if it's not necessary, it's not necessary. And I actually think I already have this piece cut out. So kidding, I just had it already. Because a part of me was like, well, maybe I can just use, this piece and use that that blue. But here we're going to have the blue, like this. This is going to look like this. So I really thought that this was going to look better if we keep that continuity. Okay, so let's go ahead and move everything out of the way there. And we are going to use our, where are you? Where's my little friend? Right here. Our Stampin' Seal Plus. And we're going to center this within our other layer. And that was not very centered, but it will do. And we're going to go ahead and do this next one. And we're going to adhere this in the middle. Okay, so like I said, this square is 4 by 4. So these 2 pieces are just 1/8 and 1/8 smaller. So 3/7/8 by 3/7/8 and 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, so very, very simple. Now, something that happened to me, just this happened to me, you probably pay more attention than I do when I am crafting. When you are decorating, remember that the card closes, right? And so this is your front. It's not this. This is the inside of the card. And so always keep that in mind, because I'll tell you, like, sometimes I got confused as I'm decorating. I'm like, oh, I wanted that in the front. And yeah, that happened. And we're going to cut these 2 pieces, but I think I want to go ahead and start decorating the front. What you guys say? So let's see. So this is the other piece from the Darling Details dies. Let me show you. It is super cute. And look at how beautiful it looks when you cut it out. Let's see. Chun, chun, chun. Let me see. There we go. Isn't this super beautiful? I'm in love with this. So I did get, so my experience was, because this does not cut, as you can tell, it's hard to see. Let me put it closer. As you can tell, is the piece itself is not well centered within the bigger piece. So my advice to you, if you're going to use it, get the piece you're going to use first. So this piece. This is going to be a panel here. We're going to have another panel here. So this piece. Hey, how are you? You know what? It is like the first one. I was like, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I wanted that to be in the back, and so I try to redo it, of course, but do pay attention to it. So my advice, if you're going to use this beautiful die, is first cut the piece and then put the die in it and center it, and that's what we're going to do. And I wanted to show you that because again, my other one did not do well. So, and in this case, this die does like fits exactly on top and bottom in here, which is why I think part of the reason why I did not do well with it. So I am just eyeballing, but it's much better. And I'm going to use one of those little pieces, which that one is a little bit used, huh? I shouldn't be this stingy. Guys, that is so funny. Okay, let me bring that green one that seems to have a little more juice in it. Oops, it's moving and it's moving. Okay. Okay, and I am going to move this in here very slowly and bring the magic machine, so our embossing machine. I have the big one. I don't have any of the small ones. I probably should get it eventually. It's not an expense that I'm willing to do, right? It isn't it so beautiful. So how is it Rue? Do I just call you Rue? But these dies are to die for. Ha ha, pun intended. It was not intended, but it kind of happened. They are gorgeous. I love that. And what I was saying is true. I like frames. So whenever you have something that frames, I will get it. Now the other thing, and I'll show you that here in a second. Oops. Okay, we got one, guys. It's very happy. Let's move this out of the way because it's very big, and I think I have it here. Maybe not. Oh, yes, it is. I'll show you here in a second what I want to show you. Okay, Rue, good. Yeah, completely. See, well, see, that's what happened. And I was stingy because I like this paper so much that I'm like, I am not going to cut another piece. This will have to do, right? But then I realized that the logical way to do it was to just cut it and then cut it in here for you guys so you could see that process. I'm going to put this die here in my magnetic thing so I don't lose it because that would be not happy. I actually today in my crazy day lost a piece of I think is a Darling Details, and I am really, really pissed at myself, very upset at myself at how did I end up losing that. But it happens sometimes, I guess. Not, again, extremely excited. I'm doing these guys because just to speed up this a little bit instead of doing it with the other side. This is an extra tool for the Take Your Pick, which we all know I use a lot. This is my first time using these guys, so I don't know if I'm doing this correctly or not. I'm starting to think that I should just go with my pointy thingy. This Take Your Pick is probably the best investment I've ever had. Actually, it's one of the first things from Stampin' Up! I've bought, so I think it's super useful. I'm not so much sure about this one. Maybe I'm not using it correctly. So if you have any tips to use this, let me know because that didn't work. Okay, let me move this out of the here and I am so it is so funny, but I'm going to tell you one thing. There at least the paper is not super expensive, right? But yeah, I was very sad when I started watching the whole catalog, and I was like, oh my God, I want this and I want that and I want that other thing. It was like, oh Maria, you're in so much trouble. So what I did is I have two pieces, and then I have two bigger pieces that will fit in here, right? So these are the pieces that are going to go here. These are going to go like so, and we're going to put these two pieces in. Ahead of time, at least I did something ahead of time, I cut two white pieces, so I did the exact same thing, two white pieces, and we're going to do this, use this here so we can actually create something fun in here. Otherwise it will be too busy, says me Maria. So let's go ahead. We are going to bring one of these panels first. It's like putting a puzzle together. We're going to do, this is so busy that even putting the glue is going to take me a minute, guys, because yeah, I don't even know where I have to put the glue. And you can laugh. It's okay. I hear you. Um, okay. I hope this glues. Oh, Kiwi, see? Those dies are good. Yeah, I have to say. So this is about an eighth smaller. This is what I liked it so much because it kind of worked very well. And as you can tell, let me bring this higher up so you can see. I'm not pushing yet, but it is about an eighth smaller from these, and it works just really well. So I like that very much. And now we're going to put the next piece together. So again, doing our working on our puzzle here. And that way you have now a perfect piece inside our frame where we can stamp stuff, where you can just create a window. You know what this could be awesome for? Creating shaker cards. Sorry guys, I don't mean to tempt you a little bit more, but especially the bigger one, like that would look awesome in a shaker card. Because in the end, this cuts just the hole, right? It doesn't cut outside, so you can make anything out of it. So this is gonna go here, and I think that just looks super, super cute. And let's go ahead and play with this one as well. We'll see if this one is, it's probably going to be not as good just because this one is the one I got this and I didn't have it, so. But these are gorgeous, and I have to say, quite honestly, the stamp set is beautiful too. I just like the two-tone flora very, very much. I am in love with that stamp set. Even if I have such a hard even if I have such a hard time double stamping or doing the double stamping, guys, I do. um it is a true statement. If I did not have this stamparatus, um, I would not be able to do it. To do it really well, maybe that's the way to say it. But yeah, I would not be able to do it really well. Exactly, I agree with you, Ru. It's just nice because then it allows for your eyes to like kind of chew. Now the truth is, this is because I chose this very, very busy background. The others have less busy background, so it may be just much simpler in that sense. Okay, so let's go ahead. I need to speed up, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this. So these are my front panels. I'm glad, Kiwi, that you're liking it. Now, I know they are my front panels, but I'm going to go all the way here because it's much easier for me to see. Sorry, guys. So I am seeing here, right? Like, let me move this. Much, much easier. So now that I know which one is which, I know that these, I can do this better. And then that means that I'm going to expand this one too. I'm so glad that you like it, Judy. That's cool. I'm really glad. And I'm going to do this in here as well. And yes, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because it's my best friend for videos. I have said this 100 times. I love our turn tape, but this is so much easier. Yes, They are beautiful patterns. Oh my God. And the ones that have the little animals, they're just so delicate. Like, I wish I could show you guys my back and you would like, I have this in my window. Actually, let's do that since we're friends here. Let me see. Okay, here I go back in there. Let me show you my back, my window there. Oh gosh, in heavens. See, it's exactly the same thing. It's little birds. They're not little, but it's like little birds and branches and whatever. And so, yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things in the world, I have to say. Okay, back in here, back in here. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing this. I just get distracted. Okay, now this is how this is going to look. And this is one of the reasons why I like the flora. Here's all my little flowers, my two-tone flora, right? Because we can absolutely build upon in here. And these dies are from Darling Details. This die is the one I lost. I'm pretty sure somewhere, like I just don't know where it is. So that's a very sad thing. And I stamped these. This one is Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight. This is Misty Moonlight on the background, and then Night of Navy. And I have a variety of them just because I really enjoyed. This one has actually Misty Moonlight, Boho Blue. Sorry, guys, sorry. I got confused. So this is Boho Blue in the back. And this one is the one that has Misty Moonlight on the sides. I like it. No, this is the one that has Misty Moonlight. I like the one with Misty Moonlight because it's a little softer than the one with the Night of Navy. But I really like them all. And then I played, as you guys can tell, I just had some fun here playing with Balmy Blue. So I created two different ones just to see. This is Balmy Blue and Night of Navy, and this is Balmy Blue and Boho Blue. So I was just playing around kind of, guys, because you guys know I like playing around. And then I cut all these little things to work with our decoration. So let's start working in here a little bit. So this is going to be a birthday. And I'm going to use this Darling Detail saying. I love the one that says, just to note, it has hello there. I'm going to put the happy birthday inside because it kind of makes sense, right? It doesn't have something that says just a note to say happy birthday, which I would love to. So I'm probably going to do hello there or friend, one of these two. I love this one. This is not a birthday one, but it says, you are not here. I hate that. I love that. That's so freaking cute. And these are those distinctive, these are actually distinctive and also two times double stamping, 2 times stamping. But I just wanted to try my two-tone flora. So this has, again, a lot of dies, but let me show you this. This one I'm in love with because you can totally weave a ribbon through it. Let's bring a small one. And I love that idea. When in my scrapbooking days, I had something similar. I don't even know where it's at. It's much more complicated. But yeah. Okay. If you have better eyes than me. But you can totally whip this through this. And I think that that'll be amazing. I love that. So yeah, that's my dog trying to open the door. Sounds like somebody's invading now my room, but it's just a dog. So guys, don't worry don't be concerned about my health and my safety. So if you like playing with stuff, this is awesome. I absolutely love it. So let's go back to I have not even opened this. I'm making a lot of noise. There it goes. And I think the one I want is the one that says hello there. That sounds cute. And it's a small one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hello there in the center, says Maria. Ha ha. Or skinny strips. Yeah, probably the strips of paper. But you're so right. Are much easier to weave through. Very, very beautiful. And we're going to put like a big one of these, and maybe, I did cut some of the color with that. I don't know if I like it or not, but yes, I swear to God, they are so funny. But anyways, I have a lot of things to play with. So we can just put this one in here and then create a more intricate decoration on this side. Let's grab one of these blocks. And now, guys, please cross your fingers for me, because I should have done this before, but of course I got distracted and I didn't. And so here we are, not doing it. I'm going to put these in here, best case scenario. I'm going to use our navy, Night of Navy. If I keep saying, hey, Mary, how are you doing? How are you feeling here? Um, if I keep saying navy blue, you guys, like, for real. Okay, when you have the polymer stamp sets the first time, always put them in there. I don't know what's the thing. Well, I know what's the thing. It has like a chemical on them. Um, yeah, I sure hope so. At least I'm not sure from the aliens, but at least from the humans, they most likely will. And okay, so we are on the right side. So here's me making sure I'm making this right. And yes. And so we're going to bring our hello here. It should be centered. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Guys, thank you. You're probably going to see my big head. Deep breath. Ta-da! I feel so magical when things happen that way. Anyways, and now we're going to bring this one here because it matches, right? Not matches. It creates that contrast is what I'm trying to say. Not it matches, and we can even bring. That one has some little white, and I can put this white in here if I wanted. I'm not sure about that statement, but we're definitely going to bring this friend. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the amazing new gems. And these are the ink colors, but I feel that these are going to match perfectly. These light ones, which should be what, Orchid Oasis, I'm thinking. I think this will match here. And these are probably my favorite gems so far from the ones. I've gotten a few of them. I have a thing with pearls. So these are amazing. I am loving these. I don't know if you can tell. They have like so there's the pearl and then they're like sitting on something. I don't know, guys. I'm in love with them. So we're going to use these here in a minute. Probably the last thing we're going to put because we don't want them to fall all over. And now that this is here, doesn't that look super cute? Like I really, really like. So I am thinking, actually, let's go ahead and build this. So I got a few in blue, as you can tell. I missed it. I was being stingy. Let's see if you can see it. And using just an old piece of Night of Navy, and that happens when you're too stingy. But I figure we can make it work somehow. Anyways, that's me, guys. That's me. So I'm going to bring this one. I think let's look at our options. So from the ones, of course, Mary, this is the one for you. I'm getting people to ask for the cards, huh? No, that's too light, I think. Okay, guys. I know we're working together. I think I found it. I think I want, where are you? Come here. This one, even if you don't see it much, if you put it there. And I'm going to use this one. And probably put this one on a dimensional. Yeah, I like the smaller one, definitely. Oh, I like the smaller one. The ones that, guess what? kidding. You're so funny. Um, don't worry. I know I have Judy's already because she already called one of them, and I'm very, very excited to send you that one. And then I have to wait for Susie to call hers. So let's see, guys. No, that's two. That does not make. I think that blue one looks good. I mean, white one. And then we'll bring the blue one. I'm trying to build it here. There you go. Something along those lines. What you guys think? And then I have some of the smaller leaves. And we can try to put like a white one. No, not white. I'm going to bring, okay, why am I fighting with myself? I'm going to bring some of these in the boho blue. And we can just play with them. That looks good, right? Okay, I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with putting glue on this one in the middle, not all around it. And if needed, we'll put, and I'm going to center her in here, but I'm going to center her looking this way. Okay. And now that way I still have some possibility to put the stuff inside as you know, as I want it to. So, and we can play with this as much as we want. I'm obviously having a blast, guys. I'm truly going to speed up here in a second. And we're going to put that one there. Let me bring this one. This one is going to go in here. Let me bring. Oh, thank you, Judy. That is so sweet of you. Oh, I appreciate it. They are a lot of fun, guys. So I'm going to bring our friend here. Yeah, more like there. Right there. I want it. That's what I wanted. And we're going to bring one of those boho blue in here. So and we're going to bring it up here and play. All we're doing now is playing. This is already kind of stuck in there. So guess what? That's where it goes. Like, fine. I guess it made the decision for me. It's like, you're taking far too long to make this decision, lady. Oh, don't worry. You guys have been here. You know how many cards I have. I have a lot of them. I do send a lot of cards and give a lot of cards. But yeah, I don't have a lot of them. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Kiwi and, and Rue. I just, it's just sometimes it takes me a whole lot of time. And so I'm going to bring one of those there. Actually, I'm bringing this one in here. Kind of like that. And you know what, guys? I think that that's enough. I don't want any more there. I feel that that will be enough. And we still have to decorate this. So let's stop playing, Maria, and focus. Focus. How's it? Hocus? Hocus pocus? Whatever, Maria. Okay, so we are going to adhere this one here. And we're going to put this two in here. Okay. And let's choop. I'm telling you guys, this paper is so beautiful. Okay. And yes, the bad news is I still have to cut a little piece of white. It's not bad news, but. And again, I'm doing these, I'm extending these, so it's easier for me to, center. And then we go. And where's our other piece? Here it is. Oh, Jesus in heavens, guys, I should stop talking. Okay. So those two pieces. I am going to come here and cut a little piece for that, and it's going to be 2.5 by 3.5. It's just, I get too excited. It's just so funny. I sometimes realize how excited I get, and it's like, girl, chill. Okay, and I don't know if you have, I like, you guys know I like blending, and I just recently got these masks. These are the, what's the name of them? Artistic Mixed Decorative Masks, and they are from our new, they're in our new catalog, although they are not new. Okay, and I'm going to bring a little piece of tape, and yes, just regular tape, because I'm not going to stamp all over. I mean, use this all over, and I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to bring another piece of tape because I am not very good at holding it all together. And so I have a little piece in here. It's super hard for you to see. I'm going to bring my, this one will do. No, I'm going to bring, yeah, this one will do. This one already has probably some Night of Navy on it, as you guys can tell. It's pretty dark in there. And I am just going with my boho blue, which you can tell it is very, very Night of Navy. So I don't think we're going to be able to see the real boho blue. So I'm going to put these on either side, I think on this one. So on the left side. And what I want is to create kind of a interesting background. So I'm just going to go super, super soft all over. And there's where my little, and I don't care that you will not see it, because see, that works perfectly well. I don't want it to be like super defined. I just want a little bit of interest in this piece. And that's gonna go. Maria did a mistake. I was going to do it on the back and I forgot. I'm so rushed. But guess what? No worry, guys. We can put one of these in here. And it'll just work fine. I love it when, you know. So I did it super, super soft because, again, I don't want to create a whole lot extra of patterns, right? And I'm going to use glue because it's just faster. And we're going to put this one. So this is a little bit smaller. And since here's where my mistake is, I'm going to bring one of these little leaves, and I'm going to put them in there. Just like that. And that's how you, exactly, thank you, Rue. That's exactly what I like, right? It's just a little bit of it. It's not too much. And there you go. So you have there a perfect little to put another flower. Or you can even put this one if you want. I think that these look good if you put them in like underneath, but I feel that because this is so busy, this is very similar. And I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I feel that it's too similar, and so it kind of creates a clash. And so these ones are a little bit more discreet, I feel, and I feel that because of that, then, you know, it's easier to kind of use them. Maybe because of the color. I did not think of that. But I am thinking, guys, I just want this one in here like so. And we are going to maybe just very, very simple. What I am going to do though is I still have some white ones. And because there's that hint, we will be able to see the white ones. And I am going to bring, man, Maria, that's good. Somewhere like that. So we have a little bit. It's very difficult, to see it in camera, but you can really see the detail of the little leaf there. Okay, we need one more. Let's heat it up. And we said 2.5 by 3.5. And this is where I'm going to put the happy birthday. Oh, Actually, well, too late. In here, I cut that wrong. That's 3.5 people, not 3 3/4. I'm sorry about that. Yes, Mary, this is yours. And we are going, are you sure you don't want a surprise one? And we're going to put this friend in here. And this is where we're going to write our message, right? Like I feel there's got to be a place for us to write our message. And I should have stamped that beforehand because duh. But here we are. I'm going to use our boho blue. Where is my stamp? My stamp is right here. If I could find it, that'd be awesome. Okay, I love it. Here it is. And I really like this one because it's small, right? It's a whole lot better if you do it this way. You guys are so funny. So Judy's saying, where does Mary live? Because she may get to me before you. Okay, and I'm just gonna put this one. Okay, let's try that. It's actually stamping in here. Guys, wish me luck. And it did. Woohoo! Success. That is really good. The last thing we need is these two pieces. I'm just going to go ahead and do this with this and not too much because I'm sorry, guys. So these would be, this big piece is 4.5, I believe. No, so this is 5. So this is 4. Let me see my, so I was telling you guys about my cheat sheet. This is how my cheat sheet looks like. So this is, let's see. Yeah, so this is 5. So we need, I'm going to cut a little sliver here. And you guys are not seeing. I'm going to move this in here. So this is going to be 7/8. And I'm going to cut it also. And we're going to cut these at 4 7/8. And I need another one, so I'm going to cut them right away. So again, 7/8. No, I can't do that. I have to cut this way because I want the pattern to go that way. And now 7/8. Okay. And we have our 2 pieces. At least I'm not losing them. Ha! Just like the other day. Oh my God, that was so funny. And I'm just going to put this one in here. And actually, I just thought of something that could be cool. I'm just going to leave it as is because, you know, it's late. And I am sorry for that. But I'm thinking that you can probably put some of this in here if I had more, or maybe just like one there on the top. Doesn't that look cute? Or cut this in places and it could look there. I really like that idea now that I see it. It's just that we'll have to cut it, right? So I'm thinking I'm going to leave just this one. I'm going to leave it as is because, like I mentioned, I lost this die. It's somewhere around here, but I don't know where it is. So I don't have enough to do pairs, and I think it needs to go in pairs. That one would need to. So I'm going to leave it as is, which I think is fine because it balances out. So there we go. Now let's bring my new favorite gems and my, ta-da, my take your pick. And we are going to put, aren't these just so gorgeous? I'm in love with them. I know I already said that, but I am really in love with them. And okay, that one is a little rebellious, and I'm going to put one here. And that's the card. Phew, guys, phew. We made it. Okay, so, ta-da, ta-da. That is our first card. Let me show you the others. So this is the first one I did. And yes, guys, it is a Christmas one. And this is the one that is only on DSP. So it looks super cute. But can you see how flimsy it is? I don't like it. Super nice. but I don't like it because it's flimsy. Like I like it, but I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? The next one is a masculine card using using the um let it ride is what it is. Kind the die set and the stamp set and the this series paper that kind of left, but is retired. But this look at this. I love this one because the motorcycle kind of pops up, but because this is in here, nobody's going to really see it, right? So you put it like that, and then here's your little area to write. I love this one. Now this one, it's different in the sense that what I did is I cut my 6x6 and my 6x12 and then cut another piece of designer series paper on top and put it on top and just cut it. So I did not have to go through all that cutting that we just went through. I just like that a little better, but this is so much easier, right? Like once you put it in there, your whole card is decorated and all you have to really work on is the panels. So that makes it super easy. So this is the other one that I made. And yes, look at this, guys. So this is me. I don't know if you remember By the Bay. This is actually the DSP from By the Bay. But I got our watercoloring and I just colored with, our stamp with our, I love ink. And this is Lazy Days. And I love the stamps. So the minute I saw it, I'm like, I need to have it, right? I don't know what's the dealio, but I love it. So this is hanging here, kind of like there. This is a little flimsy. Next time I would do this double, just so it's a little, um, you know, sturdier. This is the same paper from By the Sea, and then it opens, and this is supposed not to go the way, but this stays hanging in there. It has a little dove there, really because I made a mistake, so the dove is there. Dove, you will not see it. And then I just used the this one, guys. You remember last week when I showed you all my coloring? Well, I used the leftover from that one, and for this one, and this is the other one I made. And these are my. This is very cute, Kiwi. I really, really like this one. It's much simpler. I told you guys, if this is not busy, then it's easier to decorate. Now this one is just. I just love the playing with it. But again, this is all me. So this I created. I just don't ever think that it's a lot of work. It's not a lot of work. Um, Watercolor paper is super super easy to use. So there you go. So those are our cards for today. I even made a male one. I feel very accomplished. This one is flimsy, so I would not recommend just using DSP. I like this idea very much, just adding it. And this is today's card. Ta-da! Oh, Mary, you're so funny. But yeah, that reminds me that that week of the 22nd, I think. I'm checking, guys, because that week of the 22nd. So my live on the 23rd is not going to be a live. I'm going to try to just upload the video, but I will not be here. Oh, you see, Judy? Maybe you want to change now your card from the other one. But anyway, so these are your cards. These are all. This was going to be the card we were going to make today, but it had so many details that it would have taken longer. And this video is already super super long. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you for being such good friends and staying with me all the hour and 20 minutes. I really, really appreciate you guys. Let me come back up here. Um, Again, thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you had fun. I hope you liked the card. I think it's a beautiful card. Again, it's not the card that's going to go in the mail easy, but you know, hand delivered. Yes, I like Rue to make just a lot of variations, so you can see how much you can do with a card, right? It's just one type of card, one style, but then you can create birthday cards, Christmas cards, mail cards, or whatever, right? And I really like that. That's one of the reasons why I like fan folds so much, and I fo- focus so much in different fan folds in here because I feel that it gives us so much to play with. And like, I'm a kid at heart, so let's face it, I'm a kid at heart, so I do like playing. um, Guys, if you like it, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps a whole lot here in YouTube. If you have any questions, if you were not here for the live, please, please comment and let me know in the comments which one you like the most. Oh, Judy, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. That's so nice. And if you feel that somebody will benefit from it, do share the video. You can share it in your social media, and that will get me close to getting more people in the channel. Thank you so much again for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, Kiwi, for being here. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Judy and Susie. You guys have been amazing. And thank you for your patience. Have, again, a wonderful rest of your day. And